you can be working, or you can be, even if you are running a firm, okay, you have to ask such question: do you really know your customers? Know your customer in the sense, not that these are all the segment, market segment in this specifying a demographic region. It is about knowing the needs and wants of the customer. As we commence this session, we have read through an article, how the customer and technology make an impact, provided by Steve Jobs, former CEO of Apple. So this identifying customer needs topic focus comprehensively on a set of customer needs, which we call. Our goal is to ensure a focused product that satisfies the customer needs. So identify all those explicit needs, explicit in the sense completely deliberated extensively. That is, it is not hidden needs, the open needs of the customer, and also the latent or hidden needs. Identify the latent or hidden needs. At some point of time, each and every customer will have some hidden needs. He don't know that he'll be. We may be working in a product development team. We may be supplying the product for some reason. They will be utilizing the same product for some other purpose. And even being working in the PD team, you might not be aware of such needs. Identifying the latent needs. Providing the fact base for justifying the product specification. How do you justify the corresponding product specification to your customer? Meanwhile, ensure no critical market segment or customer segment is being missed. And what is the necessity? Other necessity, identifying consumer needs. I have to develop a common understanding of the customer needs through my entire product development team. Okay, we will look upon a standard procedure in this, identifying consumer needs, customer needs. It will be interesting to, yeah. So in the product development process, okay, we have completed the opportunity identification, okay, and the product planning, which provide the mission statement, and the mission statement is approved. Now we are in the stage of concept development. Before the concept development, it is identification of consumer needs. So for identifying the consumer needs, I am in need of the input, which is the mission statement. So this process of identification of consumer needs, which acts as an it works integrally towards a larger product development process, as we have seen. Okay, it is closely related with the concept generation and concept selection, testing, and so on. Okay, where we do many activities such as benchmarking the competitive products, establishment of spec product specifications, and so on. Okay, so it is just analyzing the customer needs in order to begin the product development process. Before that, if we ask a question, what makes the users as successful as innovators? Okay, how the innovators are created, innovators are born. They just develop a small insights about the significance or important customer needs which is already prevailing in the market. And if you ask another question, what is the weakness of user innovation? Again, because you might be in the need to be an insightful user, and you are the only one user. Okay, you don't necessarily have a resources for a full product development team. So I have to cope up with the corresponding weakness. I have to cope up with the corresponding in order to develop insight for my customers, in order to identify different segments of needs which has been prevailing. How do this segment of needs is being classified in each and every individual product? The product development team, while commencing their activity to identify the customer needs, they will be classifying the customer needs in the form of 3 different categories: latent needs, unfulfilled needs, and explicit need. Explicit needs are such needs I can express it. If I'm using a mobile phone, if some mobile phone company send me a survey link, I could say I'm using it for this purpose. I am sharing openly, expressing my experiences based on the specific product. The customers may express it easily, and the customer understood it. Again, unfulfilled needs. It is again easy. I may be saying that at some point of time the tethering is not working fine. Maybe some issue, maybe some technical glitch which prevails, but I can express my unfulfilled needs. So as a company, one has to focus more on this latent needs. What are all that? What is that latent needs in the sense? It has been the customer may feel very hard to express this latent needs. It is not properly addressed by the company, by the product. Maybe we will see one such example of latent needs later. Okay. So here, taking an example of elder seat for elderly people, their explicit needs, they could say that a stable seat. And unfulfilled needs, they may be expecting compact folding towards all the brand. Now it has been prevailing in most of the elderly seat, or seat which is used for people who is feeling very sick in medical conditions or physically challenged, we used to say. Latent needs, what is that latent needs? Unfulfilled needs. Here they may be expecting some kind of aesthetic activity or some comfortness style in that. So as a product designer, I have to understand the explicit, unfulfilled and latent needs in each and every product which I design. So a small trade-off between the specificity of needs which prevails and the corresponding market size. Okay. So how far the mainstream customers are generated? If you are utilizing your mobile phone just for an occasional browsing, occasional chatting, say for an example of any specific apps, WhatsApp, whatever it is, okay, just a normal phone calls, then you come under mainstream customers. So as a product development team, if you are looking ahead to identify the customer needs, okay, you will be designing your product mostly focusing on mainstream customers because they hold the maximum market size. And what about the lead users or extreme users, which we call lead users? They continuously use the specific product, or there may be certain component which has been continuously used by them. These lead users or extreme users may experience more stronger needs than others, which has not been deliberated by the corresponding company or by the corresponding product development team. So one has to focus on the needs which has been set by the lead user too. Customers with the specific needs may be in small market segments, but they are addressing their specific important needs will indicate important directions for a very large market in future. So while analyzing the customer needs, one has to focus both on mainstream customers and another one, the trade-off, which is extreme users or lead users, special users, which we used to call. Okay. So next one, which we have seen, we have made a trade-off between technology development and customers needs or customers expectations. Okay. I hope you have read this article, which deliberates, provide something which customers don't know what they really want. If you are saying that this will be the new technology, we are going our directions towards this activity. We will be developing an emerging project after some couple of years in this way. The cost will be similar or cost will be in such way. Okay, customer will be surprised and he will be happy and he will be accepting it. Meanwhile, customers don't know about he don't have any clear idea about the upcoming technology. It is your work, your purpose to serve the customers more than his expectation. This is what this article is trying to convey. Hope you have learned it. He has even said that you are about to it may take a long way to pull out your customers, and meanwhile pull out the corresponding technology which you really wanted to give to your customers. With an example of their next computer, customers may have they have made an extensive research in customer identification for supplying this computer, and he said that if we want to supply as per customer requirement, it may take just an year, 1 year, but we made 3 years of hard work in it in order to develop a product which surprises the customers, which delights the customer. This is an important phenomena, either a satisfying customer or a delighting customer. One such tool which we use in product design development or in quality tool which we used to see Kano model. We will see that in the near future. Okay. And existence of need. Obviously, need exists in a small way, as we have seen as a toy, as a frolic toy. That is a need actually. And I can't segregate, okay, this will be a big market, this will be a small market. Small market in a large volume will make a large profit than a large product which make a small volume. Hope you understand. Either I am selling a frolic toy, or either I am making a spaceship, just like a passenger bus. Okay, it's about the market. It's about your concern is about identifying, understanding the market demands or customer needs. One such example is like Blue Origin and Virgin Company, which has been trying hard to make passenger flights. Just passenger flights is not for from one country to another country. It is just like we have seen Elon Musk, SpaceX. They are not in the consumer flight market, and they are providing ISS and consumer commercial flights. Meanwhile, they are working on this research activity of space flight. What is the need exists in this space flight? It is exciting. That is, as I mentioned here, you may be in the need to experience what the theoretical way of zero gravity, how it feels, the zero gravity. I have to come and experience the zero gravity. I have to have some fun, enjoy the view. Obviously, we will be enjoying the view of the whole planet. Okay. Meanwhile, a very important aspect, return safely. Consumer needs varies from component to component. One such component is this. Another one I have taken as a familiar example: Amazon Echo, Amazon Alexa, which we call it normally. We may be making a call either like Hey Google or Okay Google. Here, either Alexa or Echo, which you feel comfortable if you are using it. I had one such experience of using it, Amazon Echo, in my friend's home. Like, it served a lot more than our expectation. Very spontaneous, very instantaneous. Okay, we do know that we have basics about, we have known about Amazon Echo normally, but it serves the purpose. You do researchers, and even if it is not supposed to provide some solutions instantaneously, if you are asking too much hypothetical questions, it will throw up answers searching out internet through your app which has been linked with your mobile. It provides answers to countless questions you ask. Okay, one such market needs, one such customer needs which has been prevailing, and it served the purpose of serve more than the customer needs, more than your customer wants, delight your customer. Okay, so with this brief insight, we will commence our session that is about the various process or procedures involved in identifying the consumer needs. Okay, which involves, it is a 5-step process, interesting small process, very interesting process. Okay, so here it is listed out, define the scope of identifying your customer needs based on your mission statement. Who are all your stakeholders? Okay, this is already we have obtained this thing. We are going to work on gathering information, gathering raw data from the customers. How we are going to gather data from the customers for my product? Conduct interview, focus group, observe the existing customer, observe the lead user, latent user, how they are using the specific product. And with all the data which has been conducted, which has been collected, interpret and get the corresponding important needs from it, provide relative importance to such data, reflect on the processes. This will be the customer needs. Maybe after some 2 years or 3 years, our customer needs may be changing. Within the next quarterly cycle, we have to launch a specific product, or some other technologies may emerge, competitive market may emerge, we have to launch a specific product. We will see one after another. I have taken the example which is given in the text Ulrich's book, that is cordless screwdrivers. Okay, screwdrivers which works with the help of battery backup. Sorry, a battery packed cordless screwdriver. We choose the screwdriver as an example, just given in the text. Like it is simple enough that the method of identifying the customer needs is not hidden by choosing a complexity product. Product involves so much complexity in it. Okay, the standardized methods of what the 5 different methods can be, that is not can be, actually it is being applied by hundreds of different products in order to identify the potential customer needs. Okay, so the first one, as I said, define the scope of the effort. Okay, see the image and answer. If you are providing an answer, define the scope. This step tells us like where we are going to work, to what extent we are going to work, what's in and what's out. This image, I hope you have seen this. If there is a need, if there is a customer need is like this one. Sorry, small interruption in my phone screen. Okay, just an automobile tire, so that it will provide a small swinging action. Customer is in really need of it, but there are plenty of other pictures. How this need is being supported, how this has been built, and how the project leader understood it, and how the customer explained it to the project leader. Okay, this provides an important, I believe this image actually provides an important insight. What are the various threshold limits, that is various what constraints which has been existing in order to transfer the needs from the customer to the product development team. Okay, it is actually meant for software development, but more or less our focus is similar. See how the business consultant described it to their individual team. Okay, so defining the scope in the sense, identify, as I said, what's in and what's out. What will be my what I will be doing a SWOT analysis in this, in this maybe an important tool which we have explored already. What will be my strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats, and I will be using up the mission statement, which brief out a small description of the product. Okay, the scope will be defined in the input which has been provided to you, which is like mission statement, which consists of target market, what will be your primary market, secondary market, what will be your business goals and constraints, who are all your stakeholders, which is provided as an input from the product planning team. Meanwhile, using that mission statement, you are about to understand and fix and freeze your what scope regarding your project, to what extent you are going to work, to what extent you are going to utilize your resources. Okay, so this is the similar mission statement which we have already seen for cordless vacuum and Lakes photocopier, Xerox photocopier. Another one example for a mission statement, screwdriver project. It possesses its product description, business goals, primary market, who will be your primary market, secondary market, corresponding assumptions. Constraints is not mentioned here. Meanwhile, constraints have to be mentioned here, challenges have to be mentioned here, and the stakeholders, who are all your stakeholders, various stakeholders. Okay, so this mission statement specifies in which direction we have to focus, we have to go. It does not provide the precise destination or what a particular way where we have to reach, but it provides us a specific way, a specific direction. This is just a result of the product planning activities we have seen. So identifying the scope of the project in the customer, in order to identify the customer needs, which will be based on the mission statement, and we will be focusing on the stakeholders mentioned in the mission statement, because whenever your product development activity commences, all your activity should be limited within the mission statement. So the second important task, second important activity is to gather information from the customers. So several methods are there, like identifying, that is making one-to-one interview, focus group. So first, initially one-to-one interview, I have to define my visit. I have to determine which are the customers, which market segment, which kind of customers I am going to make an interview. visit their customers, their environment, make them to demonstrate their product so that I could record. We will see those things. Okay. So these interviews are usually conducted in the customer environment, maybe for 1 hour, half an hour or 1 hour, probably, because customers won't be willing to spend their time just like that. Even if you might have used plenty of products so far, plenty of gadgets so far. If I ask you a question, have you ever honestly answered one survey from your brand or a product? Most of us will say no, because it is a thing we prefer. Why do I answer? Because it's their job. If it asks for read the software license agreement, yeah, tick, okay, no issue. If it asks for either I have to send some analytical data analysis, so that based on your user experience in our mobile phone, we used to have such questions, we will say no, because it consumes data or some other thing. Why do I want to do some background processing activity which I am not willing for? Why do I want to make the company to learn? Meanwhile, company keep on watching us, keep on learning from what all the activity which we do from the product which they commercialize. So here, either one or more few product development team members so discusses the needs about a specific single customer, their own customer or consumer. Okay, this is one-to-one interview, and the next type of gathering information from the customers is focus group. I do know. Sorry, I really believe that you know about focus group. Just like watching some kind of program with some moderators in our televisions, certain moderators. We support one topic on another, and another topic on other as a side. On one moderators will be there. Here, everyone will be working on the similar topic. They will have a discussion on a specific topic, which is what are all the existing need or dissatisfaction you have faced in utilizing a specific product or a component. For attending this focus group, you are supposed to pay to your customers, so that your customers will visit the place where you could say probably your company conference room. So invite your customers, invite your lead users, frequent users, extreme users. If the mobile phone brand at some point of time, they may give you a call. You are continuously using your mobile phone 24/7 for playing our game, or so that you can provide insights which kind of new, either you want some rainy season rainy mode, or some other any forest mode. They may be calling you up for providing suggestions. The same kind of thing, whatever the product may be. Focus group, there will be a moderator facilitating. It will be a minimum of 2-hour session consisting of 10 to 12 peoples, 10 to 12 customers, minimum 10 to 12 customers. And a product development team at an other side mirror, they will be watching out all the activity, what are all the various deliberations which has been provided by the customer. It is video recorded, and they will gather all the information the customer provides. It is better than one-to-one interview, because most of them will provide a newer insight, newer inputs based on their usage of a specific product. Okay, this is like focus group. Just a correlation between focus group and one-to-one interview. How focus group leads to a larger fruitful results of gathering the needs when compared with the one-to-one interview. Okay, as I said, one-to-one interview, it is for maximum of 1 hour, and the focus group is for 2 hours. And in one-to-one interview, there is a one customer, and focus groups consist of some 8 to 10 or 12 customers. I'll go a little bit fast. Okay. Gathering information from customer. The next one is observing. As we have seen, even if you are attending the customer to make them interview, you may request them to use the specific product. Consider the screwdriver project. He may be handling it. How he is going to handle it? How he is utilizing, either he is utilizing as per the standard operating instructions provided, or either you have to work on the instructions, because they may feel ergonomically comfort on utilizing a specific component. So, and meanwhile, as I said earlier, the lead user customer may use your product apart from its internet functionality. This is meant for screwdriver project is meant for screwdriver. He may be utilizing this for opening up a paint bucket. or some other purpose, making a wood carving, some other activity. So additional uses. Okay. So next one is customer selection matrix. I have to select the customers, either they are professional users or occasional users or frequent users, and I have to make a trade-off, a correlation between what segregating with the corresponding dealer service center users, that is a regular user who consumes the maximum product, maximum sales volume of product, or the lead user. As I said, lead users are special or extreme users, and who also find what lead use, hidden uses from your product or a component. Okay. And meanwhile, this customer selection matrix, and before visiting a customer, before visiting any customer, you have to focus on creating what do we want to learn statement. Okay, to explore something in order to obtain something, discover and learn something in order to obtain something. Example of such customers, almost all the stakeholders as a customer, as a external stakeholders for any firm or for any organization. So there are certain standardized guidelines in order to visit customer needs. In most cases, customer interactions will be verbal, because interviewers, they keep on throwing up questions and the customer response. So what will be, if there is a proper guidelines, say like our design guidelines, DFM guidelines, here there is a standard guidelines. You have to stick with this guidelines while getting the customer needs. Okay. So that is what improvement you like in the product, how far you are satisfied, and what is your dissatisfaction in the specific product. Okay. So such kind of guidelines creates an important needs which you as a product development team or a designer, you will be surprised of. So these guidelines consist of the scenes or images in the customer use environment. The customer use this product along with some other product, and weaknesses of the customer. That is weakness in the sense, weakness in the specific product the customer could face. I am not able to handle this one because it is very rugged, it is very rigid. And what are all the enhancements that you can provide in your product? Consider the screwdriver project. I am in need of certain alarming signal, some sensors that could send sense if there is a maximum that is the limit is being reached, so that I may not be fighting up so hard to enclose a screw in order to make a fit. Certain delighters we could make more than the customer expectation. Okay. So there are certain general hints for effective interaction and documenting interactions with customers. Effective hints in the sense they have provided. We have to go with the flow of customers. We don't want to stop the customers because we don't want to stick behind the guidelines which is provided. We have to use the visual stimuli. That is, we have to take up certain our products or competitors' product and make the customer to use it and understand or just record how the customer is going to use the specific product. Don't make the customer to go behind this hypothetical concepts. That is like he thinks this is the way this product is going to work, and he is not aware of various modules or modes. Okay. So there are several such hints you can learn about. Okay, we'll skip off and due shortage of time. And documenting interactions in the sense, this documentation leads to various documentation activity, taking still photography. It is not providing any dynamic action. So making a video recording. Okay. Or video recording provides an excellent source of communication to the product development team based on customer needs. Or I am designating one more person or two more person along with me. He is taking notes. That notes are translated into customer needs. Audio recording, because sometimes the customer may feels either all these tool will make him little bit frightening or nervous. So at point of time, just taking notes helps. Okay, we'll skip this and we'll go to the next one. Yeah, observing the tacit knowledge of the customer, the knowledge which the customer possesses about your product. Okay. Customers, they do have enough knowledge, but they readily they cannot explain. You have to observe such knowledge by visiting the customer place, and you have to observe the unintended uses that the product development team have not specified, but customer is specifying it. Okay, it should be revoked back as a discussion, and prioritized outcome should be framed up, and corresponding design variables based on customer needs is being met. Okay, so all this will lead to the important customer needs, and how I am going to interact with the corresponding customers data or customer needs. There are few guidelines, that is, there are 5 guidelines in order to interpret the raw data which is being provided by the customer needs. We could better see this as an example so that you could understand this in a better way. I may be requesting you to identify this thing, provide your being a customer, provide translate the corresponding customers need in the form of interpreted design team need. So these 5 guidelines is like express the need in terms of what and not how. Normally the customers will have an thought like they are about to provide solutions to the problem, not they won't be providing their major concern on what the problem is. They may tell the product development team, this is how you have to work. Okay, express or convert the team. Better I will shift on to next one itself so that you could understand this. They would provide the team. Okay, this is how you are going to work, and always stick with the raw data in the sense, seek the customer need as it is. Don't try to manipulate the data, because that specificity of the data, if it is missed, and we will be actually missing the customer needs. And treat the corresponding need whenever the need customer statement is being converted in the form of product development need statement, it should be in a positive way. Don't make the term as negative one. And see what are all the various attributes of the product for the user. Attributes, additional attributes of the product that should not be conveyed in the negative way. It makes like this product is missing up on this thing. I will be making up additional segment in order to utilize certain functionality. You can say that this we will see here as an example too. Okay. And meanwhile, it is obvious that in the while translating the customer statement into need statement, okay, it is an important guidelines of avoiding must and should activity. So we will discuss this with the example for the first guideline of what, not how. Okay, just make sure you are about to utilize these guidelines. Okay, for writing the need statement. Okay, so the customer statement will be, why don't you put protective shield around the battery contacts in the screwdriver? Okay, so the wrong need statement here, they have provided the solution for it. Okay, the screwdriver battery contacts are covered by a plastic sliding door. Okay, as the guideline provided, the need statement should not be converted with the providing solution how to do it. It's just about what to do it. The screwdriver battery is protected from just accidental shorting. It can be with any such solution. Then translate the specificity raw data. Okay, I drop my screwdriver all the time. Okay, so the wrong statement is the screwdriver is rugged. So I can make it like that is the raw data is being manipulated here. I can convert it into a right need statement as screwdriver operates normally even after repeated dropping, repeated slippage. Then convert it in the form of positive statement. That is, it doesn't matter even if it is raining, I still need to work outside on Saturdays. It says the screwdriver is not disabled by the rain. Avoid negative statement. The screwdriver operates normally even in rainy conditions in rain. Then, as I said, attributes. The customer wishes to charge the battery from the any external power backup. Okay, so here you can say it in the form of the screwdriver battery can be charged by the external power backup adapter power backup. Okay, you should not write the attributes, negative attributes like a power backup adapter is needed to charge the screwdriver battery. There is a difference in communicating the needs. And meanwhile, avoid must and should. I hate it when I don't know the how much of energy is been residing in the batteries, because it is cordless. So there should be some sensors or some display which provides the energy level. Okay, that is it should not mention like the screwdriver should provide an indication of energy level of the battery. It can be mentioned as the screwdriver provides an indication about the energy level, conveying everything, conveying all the corresponding customer statement in the form of positive need statement, that is the right need statement. They have provided guidelines for it, and these guidelines we are about to explore it. Okay, in the, while collecting the customer need, all the customer statement is being interpreted properly, and this is a template of a single customer, and minimum a batch of customer, a batch of 10, a batch of 50 customers needs are being collected, and based on the standardized guidelines of questions, and all those interpreted need is being summarized as per the above guidelines with what 5 major guidelines which will be communicated to the product development team. This is the third stage in the identifying the customer needs. And after identifying the most important needs, I will be interpreting the needs by organizing the needs in the form of hierarchy. How do I organize such needs? First one, it involves 4 to 5 similar steps. Print out each and every individual needs in the form of separate card, or utilize sticky notes. There may be some identified needs, can be either 50 needs, 100 needs, or 200 needs, or many such need statement which has been consolidated from say 50 or 100 customers. So these needs are being classified in the form of identifying or attacking the preliminary or primary needs, and then secondary needs. And if the product is a very complex product, then it can be further divided into tertiary needs. So the first one, it starts with printing each need, taking a separate card or a sticky note. Okay, as a group activity in a product development team, utilizing a large table or a room, probably a conference room with a small group of team members, they will be making up a sticky note, or digitally they can use a Kanban card approach in order to frame out all the essential needs. The original customer statement is probably converted into, without changing the meaning, customer needs is being interpreted in the form of identifying the needs for the product development team. So the second one, eliminating the redundant statement, redundant needs of the customer. So that that kind of needs, that is redundant in the sense identifying similar kind of needs, can be stapled together and it is being grouped. The third one, group cards according to similar needs met. Sorry, identifying redundant needs. Here we are not going to group the needs. The needs which arise, the first step, the cards which is being made out, those cards expressing the redundant need statement can be stapled together and treated as single card, initial of single card, that is similar or same repeating needs. And this repeating needs is treated as single card. And in the third step, we are about to group the needs which is similar to next one, not then identical to next one. I may say like it should be rugged enough, it should be hard enough, it should not slip. Okay, grouping activity, grouping all the needs. Okay, and I will be naming up such group, like how we do in part family analysis. I will be choosing a label for each and every individual groups, creating that into a segment. If that group, if I am collaboratively taking out of overall 100 needs, if I am taking into 20 groups, that is fine. If that is more than 20 groups, again I have to filter that from frame of the super groups. It can be some 2 or 5 groups wherever possible. Finally, these organized needs are reviewed, edited by the product development team in order to identify the potential important critical needs where the team is going to look, and this needs is going to make a company either to grow with their products, or to survive with their markets, or to make to commercialize the potential products. Okay, so it will identify the critical needs, the latent needs, everything. So the organized list of customer needs is been grouped in the form of a specific topic. Say SD represents screwdriver, provides plenty of power to the drive screws. So this is a group. From that group, the need statement is just directly translated in the form of what our identifying statements, converted statement. Okay. So here 1 star represent the criticality is low, that is the importance rating, and 3 star represents it is very critical, the need should be addressed without fail. And the star with the exclamation symbol in it, which represents the latent needs or hidden needs of the customer, hidden needs which the company is not addressed for its intended functionality, but the customer finds it. These are the hidden uses your product can afford to. Okay. There are several such organized lists of you should organize all your needs in such a way. This hierarchical list of primary and secondary customer needs for the cordless screwdriver, which we have seen as an example, is displayed. Okay. So the next one, we speak on identifying the latent needs. A small example of identifying the latent needs. How do I identify the latent needs? So this is a utility light which is utilized, and company develops such lights or a bulb, which we call a lead user develops an enclosure or a protective covering for this. This is identified while targeting the customer needs, and after that the company it develops its own enclosure. These latent needs are hidden needs which the customer is willing to utilize a specific product. Even the product development team is not identifying in a specific component. There are many such latent needs. These needs, most of the customer, if I ask the customer what are all your needs, and they to bring out an example, the plug-in charger plugger which you used, the conventional one has been replaced, and this replacement is further replaced the C type which we use. I don't want to every time whenever I plug in, I don't want to look on to what direction I'm using it, utilizing it. One of the important latent needs. Customer may not be able to be expressing it. Meanwhile, he'll be facing it. He may think like these are all not the needs. We will be identifying such things in Kano model. So again, careful identification. You know this. You have been experienced this one child, how a child using the door locks. Okay, providing the hidden needs. This is what we used to call a child lock facility in most of the gadgets which we use. But actual child locks should be designed in such a way that no childs are being trapped inside a room. Okay. So coming back, the fourth stage, a very important stage, and after organizing or grouping all the potential important needs, I'm going to provide quantifying action or relative importance for each such needs. Okay, the hierarchical list which we explored previously for the screwdriver example, that does not provide any information on their relative importance. It just provide these are a very critical thing, and these are all the latent needs. And but the development team has to make a trade-off in allocating resources, in identifying in each and every specific needs of the customer, such that they have to develop a weighting system for customer needs. They depend on two different methods. One is a multi-level expert team based on their experience with the customer. They are going to provide importance to each such need group. Another one is directly taking customer survey from the customer itself, either lead customer, because we are getting the information from customer. Again, we are making a survey form and getting what the customers to rank the corresponding making just making a customer survey such that they provide their insights in order to conclude or in order to make a suitable need statement to commence our work to where we are going to work with in the product development activity for a new project or a product. Okay. So finally, reflecting on the results and process, our goal is to identify the proper customer needs. Here we are about to focus much on few questions in this. Or the results are consistent with the proper product development team's interaction with the corresponding customers. whether all the important type of customer in the target market have been interacted with. This is one of the major phenomenon that most of the product development team may be misguided, focusing on specific customers alone, specific market alone. What about the remaining one? If they are focusing on the lead users, what about the market segment? That is the major market segment. If they are focusing on these are all the market segment, these are the customer who is making the major market share, leave the remaining 5%. That 5% will be the lead user. They will be providing hidden usage ideas for your next version of your product. And we have to ask, how do we know that we didn't get any surprises? There may be any surprises from the customer needs. We might have missed that long back. Customer may be providing an insight or suggestion. It is as simple suggestion as it could be. And finally, conclude that how can you improve the specific processes so that the next version of potential product can be provided. So all we have seen with an example of screwdriver of addressing the customer needs in a standardized procedure. Okay. Meanwhile, in a due course of time, within some 2 or 3 minutes, we will go ahead with another one example, which is a learning thermostat, which has been utilized previously, which is supplied by a firm, MS Nest. They found that 9 of 10 programmable thermostats are not programmed properly because they are not being integrated, providing control or update about the measurements which has been made. So they came up with the solution and they developed a mission statement. The same activity, they identified the customer needs, how the thermostat can be utilized, what are all the various customer needs in it, and they categorized the customer needs in the form of primary needs, secondary needs, latent, and they identified important ratings for the customer needs and followed the 5 guidelines of how to write the need statement, convert the customer statement into need statement. Okay, so such a similar example which is relatively to the screwdriver project, understanding and identifying the important 5 guidelines in it. Okay, similarly what we have seen, right, in terms of what and not how, specificity or raw customer statement to be translated properly in the need statement. Write the sentences with the positive, not in a negative way. Make a concern towards an attribute of the product. Again, don't get the attributes which has been missing in a negative form, and always try to avoid must and should. Now, in identifying or understanding consumer needs, one has to focus much on utilizing this Kano model. Okay, you might have been aware of this. I'm taking a simple example of the same mobile phone. In addressing this Kano model, the product development team has to identify the consumer needs based on utilizing this tool. Okay, Kano model briefs out say an example of mobile phone, the basic functionality of mobile phone. Okay, text messaging or making a call. What are all the nowadays basic become utilizing internet, surfing over web. Okay, if the mobile phone, the basic functionality of some product, consider the same mobile phone, is failing, the customer will be very, very dissatisfied and frustrated. Next time he won't be even nearing up to the product branch. Okay, maybe some other product too with the specific company or a brand. These are all satisfying the basic needs of the customer. Meanwhile, you can't expect your customer to be happy for satisfying the basic needs, because you can't say that I'm happy with the brand because it serves me, it provides uninterrupted network connection, or I'm making a call smoothly. You can't say that, because you won't say that. These are all their duty to satisfy the basic needs. Okay, if you are not doing it, definitely they will make many negative reputation from your company, and if you are doing it, they won't be giving out positive word of mouth reputation to their colleague or friends. And what about performance needs? These are the need which is provided as a promise, provided as an additional features along with the basic needs. Okay, so here the performance needs, even if it fails to some extent, the customer won't be completely dissatisfied, but he may still have some negative impression on your product. Okay, meeting out this performance needs is a real task of each and every individual product. Performance, taking an additional as I said, some night vision camera, some other activity. Okay, that intended promising performance. Excitement needs, delighting your customers. These are all your, this is not the thing where your customer will be expecting from the specific company. These needs are not, your customer won't expect this one, but meanwhile you are delighting your customer. You are providing surprises, and this thing definitely they will convey. This is considered as an USP of your product or a project, unique selling proposition. Okay, specific components. And I had another one example. We will do this later on. Okay, about identifying customer needs. And this is just a task activity exercise you can take upon book bag design, identifying who are all your customers. And similarly, translation exercise. Okay, what are all the various problems faced, or how do you use a backpack or a bag, college bag? You need a separate pouch for holding up your mobile phone, water bottles, and you have important documents in it. Okay, and based on feedbacks, I have also made out a certain other customer needs assignment or activity.